Right, so I'm out in the front garden, and I just want to show you a little awkward because the sun's half shining on the table, but we have our bag of compost down here, and I just want to give you an idea. That was €2.19 for that big bag of compost. I filled all those pots and there's still well over half the bag left. Now down here we have courgettes that I have in water, not for as long as I would have liked. We have the broccoli, maybe if I move it out of it you'll see it. We have the broccoli, and again it has only gone in, so this will be a real experiment as far as the courgette and the broccoli go. Behind that you can see we have dried out pepper seeds, and on from that we have tomato seeds. They don't have to be dried, it's entirely up to yourself. You can plant them either way, but the great thing is that even when they go onto the towel wet, you can plant towel and all, because it'll just disintegrate in the soil. Then I just have a bottle of water to be able to pour that onto the different plants, and as I said, the soil already into many of the pots. I have one empty pot there that I'm just going to show you. I'm just looking at my spoon here, and again it's just letting you know, use everything and anything. These are pots that I had lying about. I know they're not pots from the kitchen as such, but they were in my utility, so I have taken them out. But that is just a big spoon from the kitchen, and that's what I'm using to fill the pots. So let's get to it. So I'm going to start with the broccoli. Alright, so I know just the way that this camera is situated you can't really see, but I'm afraid it's the best I can do at this stage. So I'm just digging a little well in the soil. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see that. And as I've had this broccoli in the water, so I'm just going to set it down, and then I'm gently going to pack the soil in around it, and then give it a little water, and that's all you need to do. Now if you're doing this at home, and you can actually put the broccoli into water for several days before you plant it, you should be able to see the little shoots like I have shown you on the cabbage, etc. So there's a little bit of water in that now, and that is it. As easy as that. It's just planted in, and I am hoping it'll grow. It's an experiment. It doesn't matter to me either way. I would prefer it to grow, but hey ho. So let's go with the other one, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. Soil in the pot, and I'm lifting it out off the water, planting it down, and just tucking the soil in around it. Do not push the soil down, doesn't need it. Alright, another little bit of water. When you're putting the water on, don't put it over the top, put it around it. Okay, so that it gets to where the roots would be. And again, there we have our broccoli stalk. So now I'm taking this big pot as well. This really is an experiment for me. I'm going to plant the courgette. I have never done this before, so I'm not sure if it'll even work, but what I have done is take the top of the courgette, okay, and I have slipped it, and I actually let it dry, but then today I put it into water so I'm just not sure what way it will go, but I'm actually going to try it. So I'm putting it in and I'm going to cover it, and then I'm just going to water it in. So I have completely immersed that in soil. And just a little water. And make sure it's nice and snug and warm. And as you can see, it is completely immersed in the soil. Okay, so this one is different. Slightly smaller pot, but what I am going to do is I am going to take a cutting of the courgette where I think there are seeds. So what I've done again is to soak it in water, and there seems to be seeds there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to immerse it in the soil, and I'm going to cover it over, and I am going to see if it grows. Anything comes from it at all. A little bit of water. So basically what I'm saying to you is don't be afraid, just experiment. So we'll set that one aside. Now I'm going to lift some smaller pots. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to put some pepper seeds in. So these seeds are dry, so you don't have to put them far down. And one seed is one plant, so I'm putting 3 in. And again, I'm just covering them over. And I'll put that little drop of water. To water it in, not too much because you don't want to drown it. Okay. Set that to the side. I'm going to do the same again. Another 3. Just kind of make a wee well, like a donut shape, and we'll lift 3 more. And what I can do is, because this pot is small, if these seeds take, I can then transfer them into a bigger pot once the slips come up. But I won't know that until Easter. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, the next one I find very easy to plant, and that is the tomatoes. They mostly will come up, but what I find the easiest thing to do is to actually just take a piece from the actual kitchen roll, which has seeds on it, and then plant them. So I'm just digging a little well in the soil here, all right, and my seeds, I can pick them up, that are on the sheet of kitchen roll. I'm just going to cut. And then I'm just going to cut around them and put them in as they are into the soil. There's one. And I'm going to do this one too. Down. Some of these will take, others won't, but it's no big deal. And you can spread them out if you want on the sheet, just like that, instead of them all being in one clump. And again, we'll just set that down in there and push that back there, some into the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of soil now out of the bag, so I have that, seeds in the middle, and then I'm just going to cover it over with soil. As with all the rest, very gently, going to water it in. And see how that goes. And at Easter we'll see if anything has slipped from it. Any nice shoots have come up. So we'll do a few more here. Well, we've 2 more pots, we've 1 filled. Alright. So just make sure when you're filling the pots as well that you just, it's a bit like rubbing flour, that you make sure there's no lumps, because sometimes that can hinder the roots. So we'll go 1 more with the tomatoes. There's loads of seeds on this bit. So just set that in there. Again, you can spread them out a little bit if you want. And a little scoop of soil, not very much, just enough to cover it over. Even it out. Rub out any lumps. A little bit of water. And that's us. Now, last one, I'm going to do empty pot. You don't need very much soil. 1. That's a bit lumpy. And 2. And 3. Okay. Just even it out. Alright. That's just the little pot. All done. So there's a few lumps in it. I'm just going to rub them out. And then I'm going to add some pepper seeds. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what? I'll just put 4 in this one. 4. Just cover them over. They don't need to be deep. They just need to be on top of the soil, but just make sure they're covered to protect them. And a little water. And that's it. We're all done. It's as easy and as quick as that. And like I've said several times, please remember, it's all an experiment. It's all meant to be fun. So just enjoy yourself. Bag of soil. There's actually 2/3 of it left here. €2.19 it cost me, so you can't say that's extortionate. Use any pots or plastic containers that you have, even ones like these here are perfectly fine. And just experiment with all the different things you have. If you're using stalks, just try to put them into the water for 5 or 10 days. Make sure you change the water. I can't leave these here because I'm going to be away too long. But make sure you change the water every couple of days and put fresh water in, and you'll slowly start to see the roots. The more roots, the better. But on this occasion, I just thought I'm going to experiment anyway, and it'll be interesting to see. So knock yourself out, have some fun, experiment, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.